Hello everyone, this is ABcreative. I hope you're all good. Now today I'm going to be making another plant in my series, well, I call the series Pouring Cutouts. So I hope you're going to enjoy it. I will also be announcing the Arteza giveaway winner at the end of the video, so stay tuned. These are the colors I'm going to use. So we've got pale green, we've got this lovely pale cactus green, titanium white, Taylor green, pearl electric blue. Now I've mixed these colors. For example, I mixed one green with a bit of the other green. I added some white, so I actually basically made my own mixes. This one is the only one that I didn't mix with anything, and obviously the white as well. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to choose two colors and I'm going to add 2 drops of my coconut hair serum, which is a replacement for silicone, but you can use any other pure silicone, that's fine. So I'm adding 2 drops, tiny drops, into this, well, let's call it turquoise mix. I'm mixing really well because I don't want any big cells, I want them small. And I think the other color is going to be white, so tiny bit, 1 drop in the white. So this is going to be a dirty flip cup. So I'm just going to start and layer the colors. This is going to be my predominant color because I want my cactus to be mainly this nice shade. I also have this darker green. This looks a bit thicker. So if the paint gets too thick, I'm just going to spray some water into it. It's really important that each paint is the same consistency. That's better. Now perhaps my darker turquoise and maybe a bit more white. So this is my silicone mat. Just need to flip it over, wait a bit. But before I prepare the second one, I'm going to see if I like this one. So time to release it. So lifting it very gently, dragging it here, and I'm going to spread it in a minute. Well, so far the colors are pretty nice. I'll torch it now. Really pretty colors. Okay, let's just move it a bit now, gently. You see, this is not canvas, so it doesn't really matter how it goes. I just want some nice color combination. I don't want my paint to be too thick because I don't want to spend a few days waiting for it to dry. I'm going to torch it again and see if there are any more cells coming. That's pretty nice. This area is so different to this one, isn't it? I'm going to prepare one more smaller cup just in case. It might be enough. I think I'm going to prepare one more. So I'll start with this color. Much darker. It's quite tricky now. Really nice colors. Let's torch it. I think I've got enough of the green skins, green and blue skins. Now I'm thinking I would like to have some vibrant flowers. Not sure how to make them, but the colors I picked are Pearl Amaranth Red, which is lovely, Scarlet Red and Lemon Yellow. And I'm going to try, actually thinking, because I want to do a balloon kiss or balloon press. However, the background is dry, so I'm thinking, what if I put a bit of pouring medium or maybe a tiny bit of Floetrol just to make it moist and sort of gliding just for the background. To be honest, I am, as usual, experimenting, so I'm not sure that will work. I'm thinking either balloon press, or perhaps I will just use my straw and I'll blow. I think I'll make a few variations. So one, I will start with this lovely amaranth red. This one is amaranth red with a bit of white. Okay, let's just put a bit of red. I will leave them. I'll test them first, and then if I like them, I'm going to do some more. Okay, so that's my balloon. Wonder if it's too big. Well, let's have a go. Oh, that's not very nice. Nah, that doesn't look good, does it? No. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. That didn't work at all. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to spread the paint and do the balloons on top of the red, and that might work, hopefully. Okay, so we're trying again. A bit of yellow, this lovely amaranth. The background is still very, very thin, and a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of green. Okay. That's definitely better. Well, that's actually pretty nice. Or maybe I was just using too much paint. I'm just thinking now. That's really cool. That's interesting. Look how pretty these are. Wow. Okay, I'm just going to go over these. Look at that. This is getting dry. I think it's almost ready, so it's time to prepare my canvas. It's going to be the third painting in my plant series, so if you haven't watched them, I've done a monstera leaf. These are my pouring cutouts, I call them, and this nice sumac leaf. And now time for a cactus. All of them have white plain background. This is my titanium white with my pouring mix, and I'm just going to use my palette knife to spread it. I don't want to use too much paint, so palette knife is perfect. Spread it like icing on a cake. I'm actually not very good at baking. I prefer cooking to baking. But I do have a sweet tooth, unfortunately. I'm putting away the canvas to dry. Time for planning my cactus now, and I'm going to be inspired by my own painting I did some time ago. I posted it on Instagram. This is Opantia cactus, and I think I'm going to do something similar, perhaps not so many little sections. This is going to be probably the most satisfying bit, or at least for me. I'm going to try and lift up the acrylic skins and peel them off. It's been only 2.5 days, so maybe they are not so dry, but coming off really nicely. Oh, look at this side, it's so beautiful. It comes off so nicely. And there's a link to the silicone mat if you like it. You can make lots of things with this. I'm just going to use it for my cutouts, but it could be a nice cover for a notebook, for example. So I think I will leave those flowers, those blooms, for later. Let me just plan this. I'm using another canvas just for reference because I want to know how big the section is going to be and where to position it. Now, this part you absolutely don't have to do it my way. You can just draw it on a piece of paper, cut it out. But I like seeing where to position this part on my canvas, so that's why I'm using any kind of transparent plastic, and I'm just going to sketch it quickly, then I can move and change position and see where it's going to look best. It's not permanent, so I'll wipe it off if I don't like it. I'm kind of thinking where to put it now. Maybe this one partially hidden, like that. And then I need the flowers somewhere. So I'm thinking some of the flowers will be growing out of this one, perhaps. So you see how it works for me? I'm kind of deciding on the spot. maybe for the square canvas, I'm actually going to move it a bit closer to the middle. So once you pick your section, you can just roughly draw some lines where you want to cut. It doesn't really matter if it's slightly different. Ready to cut. One ready. Now I do like this section. It's actually going to be connecting the same place to the main part. And again, just sketching. You could use carbon paper actually to trace something, but I think for me this is much quicker. Then I will rub it off and I can reuse this sheet for another design. Okay, so I've got the second one. It's going to be somewhere here. See how nicely it looks together. Okay, so now for this part. Hardly any skins left. I'm putting the pieces of puzzle together, just like a little mock-up. Well, what do you think of the composition? Slightly off-center. Just checking with the original plan. Okay, roughly in place. As usual, I'm keeping the leftover skins for some other projects. This one will be really nice for some planets, perhaps, or jewelry pieces. I started peeling off the flowers, and I must tell you, because they were balloon presses, some of them are so thin. It's kind of like peeling skin after you get sunburn. I did one. This one seems to be thicker, because that part was done with the background with acrylic paint as a background. These were just floral, nothing else. Oh, okay, so I'm going to cut the flower out in a minute. This one is super thin. I wonder. This mat is amazing. I think I quite like this one. I'm going to cut it out. And now you can cut any shape you want. You can cut the petals out. I'm just going to play a bit. So this is my plan. I'm going to glue the pieces now using PVA glue. That's the glue I like, that's Collal. It's pretty thick, so I think I'm going to take some glue and add a bit of water. I have to make sure the edges are really nicely covered. You can even stretch it a bit. Okay, one done. This pretty smaller section now, with lots of cells. I think it's a nice transition, this area here. Looks like cracked skin and then joining with this one. It's really nice that you can stretch it, because you can cover all the gaps. And this one I want to be slightly coming off the edge, just ever so slightly, just to add some interest. Just look how pretty this cactus green is. Really lovely metallic color. If you're wondering what I'm drinking, this is my recent addiction. This is tea with lemon, honey and ginger, and it's so yummy, and a bit of turmeric. I think I like these ones the most, definitely. This one smaller. Not sure how many do I want? 2 or 3 here. and something about one over there, maybe a baby one. Now I could cut out sort of like a tiny bit of a stem to join the flower to the rest of the cactus, but I think I think I'm just going to touch those areas with a bit of paint. Can always change it if I don't like it. Maybe just one kind of growing here but not ready yet. I'm going to add the different colors to it, so don't worry. At the moment it's just this cactus green. The cactus is almost ready. I think I'm going to just add some shadows. I'm going to add a bit of white to this side, trying not to destroy the lovely cells, and a bit of black shadow on that side, just to create some depth. This is just my pouring paint, the same paint I used for the pour. Well, I hope you can see the difference what a tiny bit of white at the edge does. It makes it look sort of like pop and round, much rounder. Oh, it's a bit too much black. I just wanted a tiny bit of black. I suppose I should have a smaller brush. This is like a really small amount. Okay, so that's the idea. I'm going to finish these and I will take you for a close-up. And now for the giveaway winner. Congratulations! If you are my winner, please send me an email. Time for a close-up. Some really nice cells here. And those cute flowers. Well, as you've probably noticed, I really enjoy the pouring cutouts. I hope you did like it too. If you did, please press like. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also click the notification button so then you will know when my new video comes up. Make sure to join me every Saturday when my videos premiere. I talk to my fans and answer your questions live. Thank you again for those of you who wanted a cactus, and I hope you will like it. I'm looking forward to reading your comments and your new suggestions. One more tiny detail and the piece is finished. For those of you who really enjoyed making plants and you haven't watched my previous ones, these are the ones I've done before. So we've got one tutorial on Monstera leaf and sumac plant. So that's the third one. Well, I make my own pouring medium, which is half water, half PVA glue. Another name for PVA glue would be Elmer's glue or wood glue. Then I mix my pouring medium with paint, 2/3 of medium, 1/3 paint. In the end, I add a dash of Floetrol, which constitutes 10 to 20% of the total volume. Now this is the right consistency for most of the pouring techniques that I do. When the stream goes down, as a tiny build-up disappears quickly. I call it the runny honey consistency.